Using words to create art is a powerful tool, and creating 2D images like some of the ones I'll be sharing is very easy these days. But imagine transforming your stories into vivid 3D experiences. Using when I my name's Annette, and growing up, I love to tell stories. I would write my stories and bring my characters to life through drawing. And then I discovered the internet, where I met where I created stories with my online friends and would bring our stories to life using digital drawings. I ended up learning how to use digital art through MS Paint. Not surprisingly, I ended up getting a degree in computer graphics. And from there, my journey into digital creation didn't start with cutting edge tools like MS Paint, but with a keen interest in how using digital tools could bring our stories to life. Over the years, my tools changed, but the problem remained the same, turning our imagination into vivid reality. And that is why the explosion of large language models has been so exciting for me. Suddenly the words that we're speaking is creating art that for many would have never become a reality. And I was able to tell this story, brief story, using generative 2D tools. But what about 3D tools? That is something that my team at DeepMotion has been working on. Last year, I shared our progress in AI motion capture, turning any 2D video into a 3D animation without any trackers or specialized cameras at all, providing accessible 3D animation to over 1 million creators. And I left off with a promise that we would move beyond even video and we would be able to create even more accessible 3D animation with language alone. As I shared, 2D generative tools are pretty prevalent these days, but why 2D? Well, 3D adds many layers of complexity. You have physics, depth, lighting. All these elements add to the amount of training data that is required, making the jump from 2D to 3D much more data intensive. But we are now at the start of being able to create 3D animations by using just words. So let me just show you a demonstration. This is my avatar, and I can go ahead and tell her to just jump up and down. Easy enough. But then we can go beyond this and just start playing with it. And I can tell her to jump up and down on her right foot. And then we can just keep adding to this and layering it. We can say jump up and down on your right foot and wave your right hand around a little bit. There's a lot of freedom of being able to just simply describe the motion that you want and not really be limited to the amount of stock animations. And with generative AI, we can go beyond this. We can start merging motions together and start adding motions to existing animations. And this is what really sets this tool apart from, say, just choosing a simple walk cycle. And it really makes these animations a lot more immersive and a lot more accessible. And we're on the verge of a new creative era where creating immersive, impactful 3D animations is as simple as just describing a scene, really making an accessible 3D animation available to all storytellers. And I'm excited to see what kind of stories can be told when animation pipelines are sped up and non-technical creative thinkers can contribute more directly to the creative process. And we are really at the beginning of 3D generative technologies. We can begin to imagine a future where creating immersive 3D worlds and stories is as simple as describing your imagination. And I'm really excited just to see what kind of worlds that people can create when simply saying your imagination can craft realities. And if you're interested in finding new ways to tell your stories, we are launching and looking at, and exploring ethically generative AI tools. SayMotion is launching next week. Thank you.